everybody here knows about your condition and why you're going out of town.
How did they find out?
Well, apparently somebody overheard you and Margaret discussing your situation. My dear, I know you're embarrassed, but know that I'm here for you.
Helen, I think I can handle my condition.
Well, what are your plans? I mean, this is not something people our age go through.
I'll be okay. People have been going through this procedure for a very long time.
Well, what are your plans when it's out of you? Are you going to keep it?
Of course not. As soon as they're out of me, I'm leaving them at the hospital.
Them? You said them.
Helen,
Wait, no, we need to talk. I
would like to stay here and talk with you, but I have a lot to do.
I'll
See you later.
Oh my gosh. Them. The Nolly Dolly. I need to tell someone. Beth! Ronald!
Yeah, that's me.
You will, yes it is. You will never guess what June just told me. She's not just having a baby, she's having twins. Twins! Yes, and even more shocking, she's not keeping them.
Helen, are you sure June told you this?
Yeah.
Why would June confide such a private thing
Oh.
to you?
Beth, you know, many here look upon me as a close confidant. And I've been taking a psychology course at the local community college. And I'm not a healer, and I don't profess to be. But with my knowledge and my natural empathy, it draws troubled people to me. And Mary just felt she should unburden herself. And why?
Well, I still can't believe that June would share such a
Yeah.
confidential, private decision with you.
She stood right there.
Right there.
Don't vex me, Ronald.
All
Pay
right.
attention. She stood right there and told me when they are out of her, she's leaving them at the hospital. Excuse me, I've got better business to attend to. People just don't listen.
Ronald, I know you promised Richard that we wouldn't talk about this to anyone, but this just isn't right.
Honey, I think we need to let them tell us when they're ready.
But Helen,
Well, yeah.
I just know June wouldn't talk to Helen.
No, nobody in the right mind.
Especially not if she was in her right mind.
Well, you know what? Maybe in her condition, well, maybe she's not thinking just right.
All right, I'll hold my tongue. But I think you better have another talk
There you
with
go.
Richard
All right, fine.
today.
Fine, fine.
Wait.
Honey, I made all the arrangements. I even hired a wedding planner. Well, actually, it's Mrs. Broderick. She has 4 daughters and claims to be an expert. Joe Goodman is still clergy, so he can marry us. Will your sister be able to get here?
Yes, she reserved a room at the hotel across the street. She'll be here for the wedding.
Well, great. Well, is there anything else we need to do?
Yes, I've got a jacket I need to alter. I'll see you tonight, honey. Bye.
Richard, are you all right?
Busy.
Oh.
I never realized how much work was involved in preparing for a wedding.
Yeah.
At my last one, all I did was show up. But I don't want to overtax June, so I'm going to handle everything.
You know, it's none of my business, and you can tell me that if you want, but are you sure you and June are making the right decision here?
About getting married?
No, about giving them up.
Giving who up?
Well, I know I'm sticking my nose in where it doesn't belong, but you just have to understand that everything that June tells Helen, well, Helen blabs it all over the neighborhood. She apparently overheard a conversation where June told Helen that she's having twins and she's giving them up.
Twins!
Well, look, I know you guys are trying to deal with this, so why are you acting like you don't know you're having two babies?
Ron, I could really use a friend right now. One who can take a secret to the grave.
Oh, I promise you, I'm that friend.
Not even Beth.
Not even that big money.
I didn't know about the twins.
What?
I didn't even know about the baby.
What?
I'm not the father.
Holy!
It, or they may not be mine, but I'm responsible. June evidently needed something more than I was willing or ready to give. Ron, I drove her to someone else who apparently isn't in the picture now.
Well, what does she say about all this?
Well, we haven't talked about it. Well, I'm sure she tried to tell me, but I kept stopping her. I want us to be married before any decisions are made. And I'm afraid if she knows before we get married that I know, she'll call it off in order to protect me.
Well, what are you guys going to do about the kids?
That'll be her decision. But I'm going to tell her that I'll be there to help raise them as my own if she decides to keep them.
But, what are you going to do about living here?
Oh, well, we could buy a house in the country. I don't know. I might make a good father. I know June would be an excellent mother.
You know what? You have to think of something, though. You'd have to get to be like, well, biblical age before you saw any grandchildren.
You still want to be my best man?
Well, there's only one thing I need to know right now. You still want a stripper for your bachelor's party? You know, because Tracy Shaler down in 206, well, she used to be in vaudeville. Oh!
That sounds like an excellent idea.
Don't start anything about the credit card bill. I'm telling you, not because I'm gay. Come on.
Evening. Ronald, have you heard the news?
What's that?
Our friend June is pregnant. And I bet Richard is the father.
You know, well, maybe they don't want anybody knowing just yet. Let's play it cool and wait for them to tell us.
I know what I hear.
Oh. Hey, Richard, you dog, you!
So how was your breakfast drinks this morning? I tried to follow all your directions.
It was perfect. Usually new people making it don't get it right just the first time, but you certainly did. Thanks.
Well, I felt like I put you over a cauldron while you're waiting for dinner. Would you like to put your orders in for tomorrow's breakfast?
You know what I'm having?
Oh, yeah. Bubble, bubble, toilet trouble.
You know, I've been thinking I'd like to try the same thing.
And I'll order 2 to go for me.
I thought you guys were disgusted with my breakfast drink.
You changed your mind.
Well, it obviously worked!
And I thought truckers were weirdos.
Hey, Richard, where's June?
Oh, she said she wasn't feeling well this morning, so she's going to skip dinner. But she should be along pretty soon for our evening walk.
Oh, dear, I sure remember how that feels.
I do too. Well, Beth, get ready for our belly dancing lesson.
No.
Well,
Hey, holy moly!
Yes, I know.
Take it, girls, take it. Take it, but don't break it. Go down, Dad. Go down, baby. I made up my mind. I'm joining the belly dance club. Hey, Richard, you got a minute for me?
Sure, let's go over in the garden.
Sure, I love it outside. Richard, I've come to think of us as, well, you know, best friends, you know?
So have I, except for June.
Oh.
I feel closer to you than anyone I know.
Yeah, well, I gotta be honest with you, it kind of hurt my feelings that I had to find out about you and June through the grapevine.
What about June and me?
Oh, I know you didn't want anybody to know yet, you know, about June being pregnant. But big gossip Helen, well, apparently she overheard June and Margaret talking, and June was saying how she was pregnant, she's gonna leave and have the baby. Well, Beth didn't believe it, so she went right to Margaret, and well, I guess Margaret kind of confirmed it.
She confirmed it?
Well, yeah, well, everybody knows that you and June are an item, so well, we know you're the father.
Ron, you haven't talked to June about this yet, have you?
Oh, no, everybody's pretty much kept quiet. You know, we didn't want to interfere.
Well, good. Please don't say anything to her yet. June and I have a lot of planning to do, and
Sure.
you understand, don't you?
Oh, buddy, I understand. You know, I don't know what Beth and I would do if we were in your situation. I tell you what, I'll go tell everybody not to talk to June about this. Good idea. All right, I'll take care of it.
It's starting to get a bit nippy out there, don't you think?
What did you say?
Richard, are you all right?
Oh, sure, I'm fine, just collecting my thoughts. Do you think it's a little chilly for you to be out here tonight?
Richard, I'm a big girl. I think I can take a little cool air.
I can't believe we've been here 4 years already.
You've been here 4 years. I've been here almost 6.
Well, it just seems so short because of you. If I were here alone, I know I wouldn't be so happy.
You got me blushing.
June, I realize now that I may not have been all the man that you needed. Now, please, don't. Please let me get through this. Let me say what I need to. I can't tell you how much you've meant to me since we became friends. I know I've been a little slow in the romance area, but I have to admit I've been a little bit selfish. I've only thought about what made me happy.
Richard, you've been a perfect gentleman.
Well, I guess maybe that's the problem.
What do you mean?
Oh, I never thought about, you know, a woman's needs. June, believe it when I tell you that this is my fault and I don't care what's happened up until right now.
Richard, what are you trying to say?
June, I love you and I promise to be a more considerate lover. Will you marry me?
Yes! I love you too, and I would love to be your wife. You obviously have put a lot of thought into this. When do you want to get married?
Well, it only takes a couple days to get a license in this state. How about right here on Saturday?
Oh, dear, don't you think that's rushing things a little?
No, I don't want to wait another minute than we have to. Let's do it Saturday. I'll make all the arrangements.
Oh, Richard, I don't know. I had planned to go to Denver for something I had to get done. I think I should tell you.
No. I think going to Denver or any place else you want to go should wait until after we get married. I want to be a part of everything in your life.
Okay, but I have to warn you, marrying me now will turn you into a nursemaid for a while.
I'm ready for anything I need to do.
I'll have to change some plans I had and let my sister know. I'm sure she could fly in on short notice. really do love you. Well, there's no time for a walk. I've got to call my sister right now. Woo!
June, I love you. Oh, and I should have said it a long time ago. We can do the impossible together.
Don't yell. Here, put that on. I don't know how to do that.
Oh, Ronald, I just can't do this anymore. I just can't let my friend walk in here to get married, not knowing that everyone here knows about her condition.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Listen, I kept quiet about this all this time because you asked me to, but I just can't do it anymore.
Oh, no, Beth, you don't understand what's going on here. I can't say anything. We can't say anything. I gave my word, and I won't go back on it.
That's between you and Richard, not me and not June. Now I'm going to talk to her. She might get mad at me, but friends don't keep secrets like this from people they care about. And she should be here most any minute.
Just do whatever you want.
Oh, look at the cake. I'm as nervous as a schoolgirl.
June, I have something I need to talk to you about, honey.
About the wedding?
No, about the babies.
Babies.
We all know about your condition.
What does my condition have to do with babies?
I know. We all know that you're pregnant.
Pregnant? Where in the world did you ever get a crazy idea like that?
You're not pregnant?
Of course not. How in the world would I get pregnant at 64 years old?
Well, it all started with Helen. She overheard a conversation between you and Margaret. And she told about you being pregnant. And she told me, and I didn't believe her. So I went to Margaret, and Margaret said she couldn't discuss your private medical condition.
Well, how did pregnant get into this conversation? I'm having my tonsils taken out.
Maybe we should talk to Margaret.
Let's go talk to Margaret. Sorry to bother you, Margaret, but there seems to be a very confusing rumor going around here that I am pregnant. Pregnant? Who in the world said that?
Well, it all started with Helen, who overheard a conversation between you and June saying that she was pregnant. She told me, and I didn't believe her. So I came to you, and you said you couldn't discuss her private medical condition, and I believed Helen.
I think I know what started this whole mess. Our cook, June Thomas, is having a baby. Someone must have overheard me talking to our CEO.
Helen. Beth, you believed Helen?
Well, not at first. But then when Richard admitted it and said he was the father, we just assumed it was true.
My Richard said it was true?
And then he even told us not to talk to anyone about it, even when we learned you were giving up the twins.
So now I'm having twins and giving them up? Where did this come from?
Well, Helen said you told her.
I think I see. Helen approached me the other day and said that everyone knew about my condition. I thought she was talking about my tonsils. She asked me if I was going to keep it. I thought she meant my tonsils. I told her I was leaving them at the hospital.
The twins.
The twins. This crazy mess is starting to make some semblance of sense, except for Richard.
That is confusing. Why would he admit to it and then turn around and ask you to marry him?
Well, I'm going to find out.
I think I'll see if I can't find Ronald.
We have a lot to do before this wedding.
Oh, Richard, I want to work with you.
Yes, my dear.
So, Richard, you think I'm a tramp or just stupid?
Honey, what do you mean?
Well, I hear that you've been bragging about being the father of my child, or shall I say children?
Look, June, it's not what you think. I was just thinking of you, of your reputation. I don't care who the father is.
Well, Richard, what would you say if I told you I don't know who the father is?
You don't?
You profess to love me, and you don't bother telling me that everyone here thinks that I'm pregnant?
I was just trying to protect you.
I don't need protection. And for your information, I am not pregnant. So we don't have to get married. The wedding is off.
I'm glad you're not pregnant, but that's not why I proposed. The thought of you leaving here, leaving me, made me realize that I was just wasting time, our time.
He's such a fool. What should I do?
Well, honey, if you're waiting to find a man around here who isn't a fool, you're going to be alone.
Marry me, June. You've got to realize that the time we have together, I can never do anything as stupid as what I've done. It can only get better from here on.
Only because my sister would kill me if she wasted all that airfare on a wedding that didn't take place.
The wedding is on.
Yes, someone's got to marry this man.
Hey, you know what? Beth told me about the whole thing and how it transpired. It's amazing how a rumor can get so out of control. It'd be like somebody spreading a rumor that Beth and I are joining a nudist colony.
Now can we get married?
So it's okay that I'm not pregnant.
Well, the night's not over yet.